Oh, for fuck's sake!
Press S to start.
$900 and I still can't afford anything. Just don't feel like that.
They're inside the building. I told you so when you were people guarding the entrance.
Fuck's sake!
Press X to
This is
start.
so fucking shit. Is there any way to check the Ubisoft server issues from my end? Mhm.
the hyenas spout. Their entire council's gathered in the stronghold.
You sure we're ready to take on the council?
They're scared. We've done a lot of damage already. We can neuter them for good.
The chance to wipe out the hyena leadership in one decisive blow. Get in there and hunt them down. Every last one.
Sweet, huh? Fuck up.
Vital signs critical.
Fair point. I'll sit down. Shut up then.
Check. Let's go over this one. Shit.
Oh my god, I was watching the playback video of Cooper leaving. From the gym at 5 this morning.
You can give no shit about it if we all go through this. Right now, you can do whatever you can with whatever you got.
Alright, I'm on it. It's so funny. I'm like, my son nearly stacked it down the stairs this morning. You're like, you're so mean to your kids. Oh my god, I was watching the playback video of Cooper leaving to go to the gym at 5 this morning. And I noticed that he's got the scooter and he stacks it nearly down the stairs. Oh my god, I laughed so loud. Everyone in the staff room's like, what's so funny? I'm like, my son nearly stacked it down the stairs this morning. They're like, you're so mean.
Local power offline. Circuit breaker detected.
I gotta check that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't form deal because it runs on an ESP32S3, which is only 2.4G compatible. So it'll de-authenticate Wi-Fi that is like 4G and lower, but anything like 5G, 6G and up, it won't deal.
Serious trauma detected.
We're set up in the mall. They're not getting through here. Don't die. Not a chance. Still there, sweetie? Hello? Fuck. Everybody get yourselves ready. This situation is serious. Where are you? The garage. Just stop those assholes, alright? Of course I will. Now fuck off and let me work. on down there. Diesel, are you dead too, you inbred son of a bitch? Everybody get to the arena, now!
Portable device detected. Airborne toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing. Air filter function restored. Air quality acceptable.
Listen up. We got devils in our house that came to kill us all. Stand and fight. You hear me? Stand and fight.
Sure.
Airborne toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing.
Oh, fuck's sake. So sick of this. I'm gonna make this.
So please, it's hard to say. So please, it's hard to say. So please, so please.
say. Ask. Oh, I did something dumb. I just need to find some work to prove to the courts that I'm not sitting at home doing nothing all day. That's one of the conditions that I have to find a job. I don't know how to rest it.
Priority objective available, Agent.
tracks in disarray. I'll send teams to start securing the supplies, the equipment those bastards were ordering. And I'll let Odessa know. The Feeder settlement will be able to rest a little easier now.
Hello.
Hostile control point identified. Friendly combatants detected.
Joyce. And pass.
Congratulations. Best luck for your things to come against her. Whoa. What's that? I spilled a button on base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina can't code. Interesting. Can you generate reports?
I can now.
Nice. So you're saying we can all build apps now? I'm on lunch. I gotta make a call.
All right.
Just built an inventory tracker. Protein calculator. What's there at? A workflow manager. That's
Tracksuit solos for the group lunch.
But no one came to care. I just created my whole tracking system. We built the same thing, didn't we? Yep.
And this thing that contract starts to apply. Just backing the project.
Profesor de español and interrupt with reading apps.
Make sure you're prepared.
For dogs.
How do I do the Camp White Oak mission, Division 2? Do I need PlayStation Plus? Do I need PlayStation Plus to do certain missions in Division 2? I didn't say side missions, I said main.
Plaque and a parking bay off the highway. We are talking about structures, walls, arranged stone formations, geometric alignments, things that sit in the Jarrah Forest and the granite outcrops of the Darling Range and simply refuse to fit into any accepted version of Australian prehistory. Some of these sites have been known to locals for generations. A few have attracted researchers from overseas. Several have been quietly documented and then quietly set aside by institutions that did not know what category to file them under. And some are so remote that the handful of people who have found them have had trouble convincing anyone else they exist at all. Western Australia has the oldest continental surface on the planet. Parts of the Pilbara contain rock that formed 4.4 billion years ago. The southwest corner of this continent has been above sea level and geologically stable for longer than most of the world's mountain ranges have existed. The question of what might have happened here and who might have been here across that kind of timescale is one that orthodox archaeology has only recently begun taking seriously. What follows is not a collection of fringe theories promoted without evidence. Each site on this list has been physically observed, in most cases by multiple independent witnesses, and in several cases subjected to some form of analysis. The explanations remain genuinely contested. That is why they are on this list. If you have spent time in the bush around Perth and stumbled across something that did not make sense, subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment at the end describing what you found and where. Some of the most important information about these sites has come from people who were simply walking their dogs on a Sunday afternoon and noticed something wrong with the rocks. Now, let us get into them. Number 1. The Stonehenge of Gunungara. North of Perth, in the scrubby Banksia woodland that stretches between the urban fringe and the coast, there is a clearing that satellite imagery captures, but ground-level vegetation obscures almost completely. In this clearing, a series of laterite stones have been arranged in a rough ellipse approximately 18 meters across. The stones themselves are not remarkable. Laterite is everywhere in this part of the Swan Coast of the planet. What is remarkable is the arrangement. The axis of the ellipse aligns within 3 degrees to the midsummer solstice sunrise. A secondary alignment of 3 stones placed outside the main formation points toward the midwinter sunset position. These are not random orientations. In a randomly placed collection of rocks, the probability of achieving 2 dependent astronomical alignments by chance approaches the negative end of the statistical scale. The site was first documented in its current form by a surveying team working on water infrastructure in the early 1980s. Their records noted it as a curiosity and moved on. A researcher who found those records in the State Library 2 decades later returned to the site and spent 3 years mapping every stone. His findings have never been published in a peer-reviewed journal. The institutions he approached declined to investigate. The site remains accessible on foot from a management track. Several of the outer stones have been displaced by vehicle movement. What remains is enough to raise questions that nobody in an official capacity is currently asking.
Classified assignment location detected.
I love an app that requires my brain every day using a neuroscience-based technique. There is a method that helps you attract things more easily in life, all based on how your brain works. Because I wanted to make this habit easier to stick to, I built this app.
Number 2. The Wall at Moondine. The Moondine Hills, northeast of Perth, are named for the bushranger Joseph Johns, who vanished into them often enough that the region became synonymous with his escapes. The hills are granite, heavily vegetated, and crossed by a network of fire management tracks that give access to a landscape most metropolitan Perth residents have never entered. In the upper section of one of those hills, following a dry creek line through dense choke, there is a wall. Not a pile of rocks, not a natural formation, a wall. It runs for approximately 40 meters along a natural contour, constructed from granite blocks that have been selected for relative flatness and stacked 2 to 3 courses high in a technique that requires, at minimum, an understanding of basic principles of dry stone construction. The wall encloses nothing. It faces nothing. It simply runs along its contour and stops at both ends without any obvious structural logic for beginning or terminating where it does. Dry stone walling was used by early European settlers across the southwest for fencing, garden walls, and property boundaries. The colonial-era stone walls of the Avon Valley are well documented and visually similar in construction technique. The difference at Moondine is the absence of any recorded property boundary. Pastoral seats, surveyed land, plain, and the altitude. Irony, the documented part of the era. One local historian has suggested the wall may have been built by a selector whose lease was never formally registered. It is a rational explanation. The wall is still there, and records that might confirm or contradict that explanation do not appear to exist. Number 3. The circular platform at Tuget. town of Touvier sits in the Aves Valley, about 8 kilometers east of Perth, and the hills immediately around it have been walked over by settlers, surveyors, farmers. The landscape is familiar territory. Why it was so startling that Trail Runner in 2019 reported finding a circular stone platform approximately 12 meters in diameter on a ridge above the Avon River. The platform is flat, not naturally flat in the way that some granite outcrops achieve a smooth surface. Deliberately flat in the sense that smaller stones have been used as packing material beneath the larger surface stones to create a level horizontal plane across what is naturally an uneven slope. It sits on the highest point of the grid with unobstructed sightlines in each direction. Elevated circular platforms with panoramic sightlines appear in the archaeological record across multiple continents in contexts ranging from ceremonial use to defensive watchtower foundations to astronomical observation. None of those interpretations can be confirmed here. What can be confirmed is that creating this surface required deliberate effort by people who had a reason to be on this ridge and a purpose for the level circle they left there. Local Noongar knowledge holders have been consulted about the site. The responses given, as reported by the person who found it, were that the site was known, but that its full significance was not something being shared openly with outsiders. That response is itself informative. It suggests the site is not unknown to those whose ancestors occupied this landscape for the entirety of its human history. Number 4. The gridstones of the Darling Scarp. Along a particular section of the Darling Scarp south of the city, accessible from a fire trail that is gated for most of the year, there is an arrangement of stones that does not look like anything else on this list. Where the other sites on this list involve walls or platforms or ellipses, the gridstones are exactly what the name suggests. Stones placed in rows, not closely spaced, roughly 2 meters apart in both directions, covering an area of approximately 30 by 20 meters in a pattern that is regular enough to rule out coincidence, but sparse enough that it would be invisible from the air without specific knowledge of what you were looking at. The stones are not large. None of them would weigh more than 15 kilograms. They sit on a laterite pavement that shows no obvious signs of deliberate preparation. Some of the stones have been displaced over time, probably by pigs, and the regularity of the grid is partially disrupted as a result. Where it is intact, the spacing is consistent within about 15 centimeters. Grids of placed stones appear in the ethnographic literature for Australian Aboriginal culture, in contexts including game traps, ceremonial ground preparation, and as markers for specific land management purposes. None of those functions are obviously applicable here, given the spacing, the terrain, and the absence of any topographic feature that would make this location particularly significant for any of those purposes. What the grid represents remains unclear. What is clear is that someone placed those stones with enough care and intention to achieve a regularity that persists after what appears to be a very long time. Number 5. In low coastal plain country, where the land becomes increasingly flat and the vegetation thins to paperbark swamp, Lake Navarino is a modest body of water that would not appear on most people's maps of places worth visiting.
New Cremissimo vanilla ice cream with dreamy creme anglaise sauce and the unmistakable sweetness of helium. But if you're feeling sick anyway, having a moment, make it a Cremissimo moment. We had no idea what we were capable of. It was time for us to change things.
The bird watching is reasonable. The fishing is average. The site on its eastern shore is not mentioned in any tourist literature at all. On the eastern bank, at a point where solid ground meets the edge of what is a line of upright stones runs for about 25 meters. Stones range in height to approximately 1.5 meters. They are not all the same size or shape, but they are all upright. They are all set into the ground with their bases rather than simply resting on the surface. Setting a stone upright so that it remains stable requires digging. Someone dug here. The alignment points, if extended, the position of Canopus and its heliacal rising as calculated for this latitude. Canopus is the second brightest star in the night sky and holds significant navigational and ceremonial importance in multiple Aboriginal traditions across southern Australia. An alignment toward its rise at this location, in this type of low, swampy terrain, where flooding would make most activities difficult, strongly suggests a purpose connected to astronomical observation or marking. The site has been visited by at least 2 academic researchers who declined to publish. The reasons given in private correspondence that has since been shared online were not scientific. They were institutional. Number 6. The cave wall at Serpentine. The Serpentine River cuts through the Scarp country south of Perth in a landscape of deep gorges and riverside forest that provides one of the better escapes from the city for people willing to walk more than 1 kilometre from a car park. In the gorge system downstream from the national park boundary, there is a cave, not a deep cave, a rock shelter formed by a granite overhang, about 15 metres wide and 4 metres deep at its maximum. The back wall of this shelter has been modified. Not painted, not engraved, physically modified. Sections of the natural granite surface have been removed to create shallow recesses in a pattern that a stonemason friend of the person who found it described, unprompted, as resembling a pattern of cups used in European prehistoric rock art. Cup marks, or cupules, are among the most ancient and widely distributed forms of human rock modification in the world, found on every inhabited continent and dating in some cases to hundreds of thousands of years before the present. Western Australian rock art is well documented. Cupule sites exist across the northwest and have been recorded in the Pilbara, with some of the oldest dates in the world. The southwest has received considerably less systematic survey. Whether this serpentine site represents genuine prehistoric modification, comparatively recent Aboriginal cultural practice, or something else entirely has not been established. What has been established by anyone who has visited it is that the marks are real and they were made by something other than nature. Number 7. The terraces of Chittering. The Chittering Valley, north of Perth, is wine country. Rolling hills, established orchards, cellar doors, and a landscape that looks more like Margaret River than most people who have not driven up the Brand Highway would expect. In the forested sections above the valley floor, where the tourist trails do not go, there are terraces, not agricultural terraces of the 20th century vineyard variety. These are much older in appearance, built from rough sorted stone in low retaining walls that create a series of level platforms stepping up the hillside at irregular intervals. The construction method is consistent with field clearance terracing found across Mediterranean and Middle Eastern agricultural sites, but also consistent with methods used by Aboriginal Australians to manage water flow and create level campsites on sloped terrain. The honest difficulty with the Chittering terraces is that they could have been built by early European settlers attempting to establish market gardens in terrain that proved impractical, and that those efforts simply went unrecorded. Unrecorded agricultural experiments are not rare in the early pastoral history of the Southwest, but the age indicated by the lichen growth on the exposed stone surfaces has been estimated by at least one geologist who examined them as substantially pre-European. Lichen dating is imprecise. The estimate is not conclusive. but it is not nothing either. Number 8. The sunken enclosure at Bindoon. Bindoon is a small town on the Great Northern Highway about 80 kilometers from Perth. The country around it is dry sclerophyll forest, deeply gullied in places, and the kind of terrain where you could walk 50 meters off a track and be effectively invisible from the road. In a gully system about 3 kilometers from the town site, there is an enclosure.
G'day. Hi. Where you going? Howdy. Oh. Special buy? What? You doing a special buy? I have no idea what you're saying right now. It's like a buy. No, it's special. It's a buy, but it's special. Special buy.
No, unless
All right, hey. All right.
No, I've messaged you here. You can answer.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base 44, AI creation platform, made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life.
Fuck this. It's nothing.
Friendly control point nearby.
We can do it anytime. I won't let you do this.
Target is BU agent.
We do what we have to survive.
Safe area entered.
You good? You ready? All right, man. Emmeline will know of your courage. They all will.
Remember me, man.
Always, brother.
Stop him! Step back.
It should be easy.
What's your fucking problem?
Just leave, man. We don't want any trouble.
Want to see what I can do?
Guys, maybe we should just
No fucking way. Look at this.
fucking alert.
This is gonna go good.
keep the fear alive.
Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
Sierra! If they want me, then come after me. What could you do about it, detective? Leave it alone, Yagami. It's for your own good.
I need to reconsider both the arson and the murder, because I think the truth is these cases are one and the same.
We'll need to do things one step at a time, Francis. That'll be on me. I'll reveal the truth no one can deny. And from that point of view, everything you do feels justified. That's why you're able to look past the sacrifice and attach your cause. She can't say her piece without a voice. So if I don't raise mine for her, what justice prevails?
Divison2.